غرباء غرباء غرباء.
Now you may have noticed that I have coloured these letters in. They're actually grouped into the areas where they are emitted around the throat and the mouth. So if we take a look, here are the group of letters. Each one has been categorized, so start out from the letters of the throat, which are right down the bottom, and then you have the letters further up at the back of the tongue, and they work their way around. If you look at the next picture here, you can see where the letters actually are emitted around the mouth and the throat. So I've actually already uploaded this picture to the WhatsApp group. So have a look at the picture, look at the list also, and then you can get an idea of where you need to be placing your tongue and positioning of the mouth according to where those letters are emitted. Now, there are some letters that I want to highlight. So let's take the T and the T. So these two letters are easily mixed up. And quite often this letter T is very difficult to pronounce, and so you end up saying T and T. And in actual fact, it's T and T. So to make a distinction, just make sure that you make the T heavier, like a heavy T. That makes it T. With regards to the ha and the h, this is another common difficulty. So I mentioned before the ha is like blowing into sunglasses when you're cleaning them and you go ha. That's this one. And then this one here is just the regular ha that we are so used to in the English alphabet, like a house, hat. And there's no effort required, it's just very natural for English speakers. With Hamza and Ain, another similar one, you can sort of by accident say ah when you want to say ah. So you have to go to the throat letters and look at where the Ain is and say ah. And when I was learning this, in Surah Fatiha, Iyaka na'budu, it's easier to say na. So you keep practicing na, and you'll eventually get your Ain that way. And then the Fa and the Ghain, some people find it difficult to say these two letters. Think about gargling when you have, water in your mouth and you go, oh, that is this one here. So make a distinction because they're so similar, the Kha and the Ra. But here, Kha, 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 Kha. So think of that and Ra, Ra, like you're gargling. Ra, 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 ra. So trying to make that distinction there. Here, letter Dad. This one is quite a hard one for even Arabs. What you have to really fill out the whole of your mouth with air, and the tongue is flattened along the bottom part of the teeth, and you're almost like you want to be sick, like you're renting. You go like you're about to be sick, and then Dad. So try practicing like that. Here we have the qaf and the kaf. Again, qaf is another difficult one for some people. Qa, 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 qa. So try and get it. It's at the back, at the top of the throat. And you say qa, qa, and you should be able to hear an echo in the room if you say it correctly. Qa, qa. So there's that. Now here, z and z. The difference between these two, they're almost in the identical positions in the mouth, just at the back of the gum and the top two teeth. So here, the difference between the two, the easiest way is to just make this a heavier sound. So v and v. So really fill up the back of your mouth, some air in there. V. Okay, so that and v, v. Okay, and this one here, th, as in thought. That thought. And then here we have the ra. Now, ra is another difficult letter for non-Arabs, including me. With the ra, you want to be able to roll your tongue. Or another way is like the sound of a telephone. and not everyone can make that sound, but if you can, then you're one step closer. So you say, and then you have to reduce that to just one ring, and then you say ra, ra. So you can just hear a tiny bit of the sound, ra, and you want to make that heavy where it's required to be heavy, and that I think is the distinction between some that sounds accurate is where they make the ra light all the time. That's wrong. You want it to be a ra or ru for heavy, and ri is light. That's easy. It's the it's the r and the u sound of the ra that makes it heavy that you need to practice.